Hi, Harris here of the Dads, Harris and Dave. Today I wanted to show you how to make a centerpiece for your table. Tomorrow is Thanksgiving and I'm going to make my centerpiece out of these roses because I think the colors are perfect for Thanksgiving. And actually there's a little story behind why I made my first centerpiece, because times were tough when I was younger and we were invited to my dear friend Arnold and Robin's for Passover dinner, and they asked us to bring a centerpiece. And so it was difficult to afford to buy a nice centerpiece for the table, so I decided to just go out and buy my own flowers and make the centerpiece myself. So here's how I decided to do it, and I've still done it the same way ever since. So I buy a whole bunch of the greens, and actually if you go to your local grocer, you can just ask for a bundle and they're only $5. So it looks like a lot, but it's really $5. And in flowers, you can go to your local grocer and maybe get a bunch or two bunches like I did today, and you can put this whole thing together for around $20. Okay, so I go through my greens and I look for the ones that have the best shape on the end. And what I do is I snip a long piece like this, and I put it on the side like so. And then I take another one, look for another one that's shaped nice, because these pieces on the end will show a lot. So that's a good one. So cut these off. And when you put them in, you want them to lay towards the table. None of this, in the center I have a piece of Oase. And Oase is amazing. This stuff, you pour water on it, it retains the water. It can hold, like this little piece of Oase can hold like 4 or 5 cups of water. I don't know how someone came up with this idea, but it's fantastic. And you can buy these cheap plastic bowls for like $1 at the grocery store, at the florist department. And that's where I got these. Okay, so you continue on by, so I have one piece on either side, and now I want to do a little bit of a shorter one right next to that, but I still want to point it down like this. And I want to do another one on the other side, like this, and point it down. And then I'm going to start working on the front that you're looking at, in the center here, putting it in, pointing it up. And the water that's in this Oase will keep these greens perfect for you for days and days. And I'm going to do the same on my side that you can't see. And I keep doing that all the way around. Keep filling up all the way around to create a complete, like a shelf of leaves. You see how this is coming along? So you keep doing that, and then you start building up from there. I snip off then the short pieces that are left over in between as well, because every bit of this is useful. And then I start adding those in. Simple to do. Getting the idea? These are from the pieces I've already used. I'm just ditching them down here on the ground. Dave's going to kill me for making such a mess. He's a neat freak. You know, when I do a project, it's like I total the house, and Dave cleans up as he goes along. We're so different that way. Anyway, so let me get some more. I have plenty of greens here. Alright, so I'm going to keep laying these out, and I'm going to come back in a few minutes, and I'm going to show you how I start then putting in the flowers. Okay, while you've been gone, you can see I've been filling in the rest of the centerpiece. And if you take a look at it, you'll see how I'm filling them all in. I start off with larger ones at the base, and I keep bringing them in tighter all around so you have beautiful points, and all the points head down until you get to the top, where they start poking out a little bit, so you cover the entire dish that's underneath, and you don't see any of that. So I've done a lot of it, but let me finish it off while you're watching, so you can see how you finish it. So I'm just poking them in. I'm just taking little pieces like this, and I'm just filling in on the top, so it's all full of green. So you see none of the Oase, and you see only the greens at this point. See how easy that is? So just use your own imagination. I mean, you don't have to use ferns, but I suggest starting with these because I think this is the easiest way to do it. Alright, so I think that's pretty much done. I think I could probably poke another one in over here. Okay, so there it is so far. Now you see how that is? Alright, so now I have this big bunch of roses here. So I take the first one and I cut it way off, nice and short, and I shove it right in the center. Push it right down. Now, what I like about that is you have a rose right in the center and you have this centerpiece, but it's above everyone's head. So when you're talking across the table at a dinner party, you can comfortably have a conversation. Okay, so then the next thing I do, back on the floor, Dave, sorry about that, is I cut another long one and I'm going to put that on the side. And I want it to go just about the length of my fern that's out, the longest piece. And I push it into the vase. Actually, I'm going to redo that one because I want it pointing down a little bit. There we go. So now, I like to work symmetrically, so I'm going to do the same thing on this side. I'm going to put another one in, bring it about to the end. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to work symmetrically, and I'm going to put one in a little shorter, this side, one straight out, one this way. Give me a few minutes, and then we'll finish it up together. Okay, you can see it's starting to come along. Do you see the shape? Alright, so I'm going to continue cutting the flowers, and it's a little hard to do it when I'm not able to really see what's going on. But so now I have a flower here, a flower here, a flower here, so I'm coming right in between, about here, and I'm pushing this one in. Okay? Then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. So I'm going to go right here, because that's between all this. I'm going to put one in right there. See how that works? Okay. And I'm going to do the same thing on this side. I don't think you'll be able to see it as well because it'll be on behind you, but I'm doing the same exact thing on this side. Okay. And I don't know why it is. I always start with this one in the it kind of gives me my balance somehow. But on the floor, Dave. So now I'm trying to give a little bit of more on the top over here. And you just wing these when you do it. It's really easy. And the cool thing is you see me do it. If I make a mistake, I just pull it out and push it back in. The oasis is very forgiving and it's great. So I have extra flowers. Really, I could be done at this point. But I have extra flowers. And you can always add some baby's breath if you want to. So I'm just going to add a few extra in. And I'll add a few extra on this side. So, whoops, you heard that break. Sorry about that. I have one more flower here. Let's see. When I get to my last flower, I get a little nervous. Sorry, I'm standing up. I get a little nervous. So I like to turn the whole thing around, see if I've missed a spot. But any place, use another flower. And what I do notice right away is that this area right here, these two flowers are too close together. So I want to turn this around towards me so I can see what I'm doing. It'd be great if I could show you on camera. But it'd be a little difficult to do that. So I'm just going to move this a little lower. And you see the difference that makes? There you go. Dave, this last flower is for you. Happy Thanksgiving.